Hi, I'm so excited to be talking to you. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For the people that will not have ever met you before, never seen you before, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Lilith Foxx. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a board certified sexologist, ASEX certified sexuality educator, consultant, and a coach. I'm a graduate of the Kinsey Institute's Human Sexuality Intensive. I'm certified by Johns Hopkins in psychological first aid and currently in a master's program for public health. I teach kink classes, sexuality classes. My primary focus is the intersection of alternative sexuality and inclusion. So think disability inclusion, neurodivergency inclusion, all that good stuff. Yeah, I've been featured in many major publications as well, including Playboy, GQ, HuffPost, Cosmo, Men's Health, Women's Health, and more.
I don't know if we need to do anything else in this interview. I think that right there, and we're good to go. I am so excited to have somebody like you like involved with Shop Quinky. Accessibility and intersectionality with the talk of the neurodivergency thing. Big topic.
Yeah.
Big in this where I literally just got done with another VIP interview and we were talking about the neurodivergency and the Venn diagram between neurodivergency and kink practitioners, just a perfect circle.
It is truly, and also like D&D, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm interested to like have somebody like you that has the background that you do be an educator on here, because you are definitely going to come at it from a different angle than some of the other people that have done education in this world, mainly from just a like, hi, I have done rope play forever. Let me show you the ropes, so to speak. And then there is the talks that you're able to have, which I'm very interested to hear, like the questions that you get from people, kind of how the interactions and collaborations go for you, because the accessibility one is one that people have constantly brought up to us from the jump with the idea of Shop Queen. A good one to keep in the forefront of people's minds, because unless it is something that you work with a lot because it's in your career, or unless it is just the life that you live, the accessibility of kink never really rises to people's like, oh, I hadn't thought that we were going to have an issue with that.
Yeah, accessibility always seems to be like an afterthought for people, which is really unfortunate because if we prioritized accessibility, then, everyone else is welcome too. It's kind of like if you have that mindset, it just creates a more welcome and safer space for everyone.
Yeah, the accessibility, opening it up to everybody, didn't mean that like we shifted, like, okay, this was for you and now it's for you. It just meant that we widened. So the neurodivergency thing, I am very interested, because as somebody that is absolutely neurodivergent, late diagnosed autistic ADHD, like, and then like looking backwards at all the kink practitioners and going, that tracks.
Yeah,
That
it all makes sense.
So between the accessibility, because this is like your focus on this is the neurodivergency and the accessibility, which one of those was the one that sort of came first for you?
Yeah, definitely the neurodivergence because I'm also neurodivergent, late diagnosed ADHD autism, so bipolar as well. So adding all of that fun mix to it, yeah. That came first, and it started off as a way for me to learn like how to do my own kink. And then I, realized there was such a demand for it. So many people just really needed that.
I think part of the reason that the neurodivergent people thrive so well in the kink community, because they're not the only ones. Kink is for everybody.
Right.
But I think that they thrive in it is because they have had to live a life that makes them have to be very good and very clear with their boundaries, be very intentional about, like, this is exactly what I'm saying, this is exactly what I mean. They get very good at saying, I don't like this, I'm uncomfortable, this doesn't feel right, or emotionally I don't like this, or like sensory I don't like this. And because that is just the world that they have had to navigate, you opened that up to kink. And the idea that you would have to be that, forthcoming with information was kind of like, yeah, no, we already do this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like the novelty seeking is in there a little bit as well. For a lot of people that have ADHD, not everyone, ADHD in particular, but it can also be autism, it can also be other conditions. It's seeking out new and interesting experiences, seeking out new and interesting sensations, just tired of the mundane, basically, tired of the routine. But then if you're like odd HD like me, it's like, well, I love routine, but also I hate it. So where do we sit in that balance?
I want my routine for some things and not for others. It
Yep.
gives me structure. Some things will annoy the shit out of me and others.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, from one educator to another. It is a very unique one to find yourself in. How do you end up here?
Yeah, so I've been in the kink community for about 10 years or so, and I was starting to kind of transition into an educator role. And I thought to myself, I really want to do this right. I want to make sure that I'm not like perpetuating harm. And so I discovered ASECT, the American Association of Sexuality Educators, Counselors, and Therapists. They have a certification program. So I decided to pursue certification. And in that time, I also discovered the American Board of Sexology and was like, well, this is fantastic. Let me get certified in that too. And I'm the perpetual student. So I'm like addicted to degrees basically. And I was like, well, I really want to get these certifications. I want to learn how to do this right. Let me learn about pedagogy. Let me learn about the psychology behind like students' behavioral science, all of that good stuff. So I went into the academic side of it pretty heavily. And then bringing in my lived experience as well to it just kind of makes it really well-rounded, I think. But yeah, that's how I found myself in it. So I would say I started about 2023 is when I started like educating full time.
You were thinking of like when you were, because you already like in order to kind of get in on ASAC certification and stuff, there's already kind of a groundwork of education that you have to come into it with. You can't just like come in a complete novice like right out of nothing. So
Yeah.
was sort of the direction you were headed with that, or did you really sort of switch gears when you discovered that?
Switch gears completely, actually. I worked in marketing before that. It was a complete like pivot from what my life was. I worked in corporate and tech marketing. And
Wow.
yeah.
I feel like that kind of helps though, because there is a bit of that marketing brain that really does kind of
Definitely.
the educational portion, because it's not just I have this information, it's how do I reach you, how do I connect with you.
Exactly.
I know it's tough to pick like a favorite, because when you ask somebody about a favorite something, it usually they get this feeling of like that they're saying that they don't enjoy the other things. But what is your favorite thing to teach, like what is your favorite thing to educate on?
I really love educating on accessibility. Reason being, I love seeing like the light bulb go off when people are like, oh, well, shit, I didn't consider like, doing this in order to allow more people coming in. I really love, I incorporate it into all of my classes really. So there's always a section I have on like, if you have limited mobility, if you have neurodivergence, here's how you can adapt this particular kind of play. But I've also like consulted with organizations on accessibility and like promoting accessibility within their organization, and that's my favorite thing to do.
I love that.
It's interesting too because I always find that people have the mindset they want to be accessible and they just don't realize it. Once I kind of let them know that just giving that blanket statement of all are welcome here doesn't do anything, and having some sort of a diversity statement that's just kind of blank without action behind it doesn't do anything. Once I kind of bring that up, then people are like, oh, well, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that we need to specify that if you have limited mobility, reach out to us to arrange X, Y, and Z. So yeah, it's the communication, I guess, yeah, the communication aspect of it between people and leadership is what people don't quite realize. And I'm like, yeah, it's as simple as asking someone what their access needs are. And there has to be intentionality behind it. And I think that surprises people as well. You specifically with people who have been marginalized historically, when they see all are welcome, that to them means, oh, okay, this is like, a heavily cis, white, able-bodied space. And that's just historically what it's been. And so to them, they already kind of go in, if they go in at all, knowing that it's not going to really be welcoming. And so having that intentionality of reaching out and trying to learn, that's really what it takes to create a more accessible space.
So talk to me about like, how did you find Shop Quinky?
So huge fan of yours and of Mr. Pierre. I've always kind of followed both of you, and then once Shop Quinky was announced, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like something the community has needed for so long. And immediately I jumped on that. I was like, how do I get involved? How do I learn more? How do I sponsor this? So that's how I found out.
That, we've got different types of content creators, and education always is the one that people are like, this is really cool. Are you going to have more educators on here? Are there going to be classes on this? And I love that so many people were, one, willing to come on and actually be educators on there, but also that people were seeing that out, that that's what they were looking for. And I got to tell you, the laundry list of stuff that you are certified in as well was that the stamp of approval that I need in life is the other educators. That's it. I love hearing other educators like, all right, cool. I'm still doing good because the other educators also appreciate me.
It is the validation. Like, it's so validating whenever another educator like compliments you or something. It's huge. Yeah.
The actual education stuff on Shop Quinky. Tell me a little bit about what people can expect to see from you on there.
You can expect to see my live classes as well as pre-recorded classes. And whenever you sign up for the pre-recorded ones, you get lifetime access. So on all sorts of topics, I've got everything from sexuality, like how to give blowjobs or advanced blowjobs, to kink topics like neurodivergence and negotiation, or how to overcome kink shame and vanilla conditioning. So lots of different topics that way. I also create custom classes. So if somebody has a topic in mind, I can always create a class for it. I also provide coaching, so they can expect coaching opportunities and consulting for organizations as well.
The Discord part of this that we kind of brought in with Shop Quinky, when you talk about that, if people have a class that they'd love for you to teach, that can become a discussion. So what has been the thing for the people that, because a lot of people kind of stand on the outside looking towards educators as opposed to being an educator looking towards the community. What was sort of the surprising thing for you, good or bad, when you moved from practitioner into educator?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I think honestly, the little bit of burnout was a surprise for me. And I experienced it a little bit, but then I'll teach a class and I'm like, okay, I remember why I do this now. But that honestly surprised me. And it also surprised me, I'm not trying to only talk about negative things, but it also surprised me how little vetting organizations do. Nobody vetted to see if I even have these degrees. It was pretty surprising. I volunteered that information, and so then they were able to see. But that was yeah, it worried me a bit, and then it also kind of galvanized my whole idea of creating quality education.
So other than on Shop Quinky, where can people find you?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. I also have a website, lilithfoxx.com, and that's Fox with two X's. And on there, you'll also find my shop where you can just purchase classes directly. And through my website, you can see my class list, my schedule, all of that good stuff. You can contact me. But yeah, I would say the best way to probably do it is either social media or via email, which you can do on the website.
What is the thing that you want people to know about you as an educator?
I'm always open to being held accountable. I want to be held accountable. So if I make a mistake, please tell me. If there's something that I could be doing better, if there's a microaggression that I commit, I want to learn, I want to do better. So there's on my website, actually, lilithfoxx.com, there's an anonymous accountability form. So you can reach out to me anonymously, or you can always reach out to me directly. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I always want to continue learning. I always want to continue trying to do better.
Well, Lilith, I have had so much fun talking with you. This is going to be a blast. I cannot wait to I can't wait to have you on Shop Quinky. I cannot wait to collaborate with you. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, no, I had so much fun as well. Thank you so much. And thanks for having me here. Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, whenever you're ready to collab, I'm so down for it.